Hi, it's Dorothy Guining with Scrapbooking Quebec. In this video, I'm going to give you step-by-step instructions with measurements on how to create this easy layered 2-photo layout. It's a total stash bust. The green paper is Vicki Boutin, the blue paper Hip Kit Club, the black and white paper Felicity Jane, and the vellum comes from Studio Calico. And in addition to that, I rated my stamp cupboard for travel-themed stamps, and that's what I'm going to do for decorations. You can use the decorations and products of your choice. You simply need paper, decorations, something to create a title, and 2 photos. So here's what I selected, and I also have black and white cardstock, and I used that for my foundation page and the photo mats. Here are the stamps I selected, and I will list them in the information box below this video. Now the first step for me was to create this frame style foundation. I used 3 pieces of paper and I gutted the green one. I also cut out 3 rectangles and 3 doilies. Now obviously you can buy doilies. I happen to have a die for that. Now what I'm doing here is I'm playing around with the placement of the rectangles and the photos, and then I will be playing around with deciding what side of that green paper to use. Now those 2 large green rectangles coordinate with the back of the frame style foundation, and the smaller rectangle will be an accent color. I end up going with 1 solid and 1 print simply because I couldn't decide, but in the end it's not really going to make a big amount of difference simply because I do a lot of layering over these rectangles, so you only see it peeking through a bit. That blue color, you'll see it later on being introduced in this project. Like I said, it's an accent color. Now you may notice I backed my photos in advance with black cardstock. Again, all measurements for photos and page parts are written on the screen. Now once these 3 rectangles are down, that serves as a base for my layered foundation, but I'm not going to glue the photos quite yet. I'm going to start doing some layering, and the first step is to create this tag. Now I'm going to make a long tag, and I'm using a punch by Stampin' Up! But if you do not have a tag punch, you can simply make this tag by cutting a strip of paper and trimming the corners at the end of the strip of paper and punching a hole in the middle. Now what I'm doing is I'm making reinforcers for the tag simply with a hole punch and a circle punch. And if you've seen any of my other videos, you've probably seen me do this before because it's something I do quite frequently. I made a 3rd tag, and that's going to stick out from the left, and that's with my journaling. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some file tabs to the top of each photo, and I made those file tabs with that blue accent color. So what I'm doing here is introducing my accent color above both of these photos. And once that's done, I'm going to adhere all of this to the foundation page. Now I'm not putting too much glue on at this point because I will be adding more layers and stuff will be coming out from behind the photo. I can do this with the adhesive I'm using. I know some adhesives are less forgiving, so if you have an adhesive that's less forgiving, maybe you'll want to hold off gluing for the time being. Now I'm forgetting about the tag at this point, but I do put it on later. And what I'm doing here is I'm putting these doilies that I made in vellum in 3 spots, and they create a visual triangle around the entire page. And now what I'm doing is sticking that tag in, and actually that's going to create a visual triangle around my focal point photo. So at this point I've got 2 visual triangles happening, and there'll be more as the project continues. I'm showing you the stamps I used for my title, and I backed it in black cardstock just like the photos, and I'm adding some foam adhesive so it pops up off the page a bit. Now what's going to be happening in the top right hand corner is the main embellishment cluster. That's going to be the biggest embellishment cluster. Now I'm showing you this camera stamp that I did in advance as well. I simply stamped it in black ink and cut it out with a pair of scissors, tucked it behind the photo, and that was the other stamp set I used, and I basically stamped some travel icons and cut them out in circles. I also added a bit of blue to the left-hand side simply because I wanted to create yet another visual triangle. I wanted to introduce that blue in a third spot on the page. That underneath the right photo at the bottom, that's simply a camera icon that I tucked up underneath the photo. And now what I'm doing is going to stamp a few words simply to put on those file tabs, because right now they have nothing. And that's a Vicki Boutin roller stamp, and usually I can't use a roller stamp. They always muck up on me, and that one works really well. It's well used in my scrap room. So I'm using the Word Window Punch by Stampin' Up. It's a retired punch, and I'm trimming the edges simply because it's too long for those file tabs. And finally, once I get those words down, what I'm going to do is simply add some twine to those 3 tags that surround the focal point photo. That's why I didn't add too much adhesive. I also didn't add too much adhesive around those tags because I knew I was going to at one point add twine to them. So that again will reinforce that visual triangle that is happening around the focal point photo. Now at this point I think my page is done. I'm kind of checking out my visual triangles around the page. I've got the blue happening in 3 spots. I've got the tags happening around the focal point photo, and I've got the doilies happening in yet another spot. So I've got 3 different visual triangles happening here. But what I do after the video is I add those houses you see in 3 different spots, and basically I fussy cut those houses from a Dear Lizzy paper. It's from the Lovely Day collection. I just felt my clusters were missing something. That's the fun thing about layering. You can kind of slowly add stuff to it. So that's my final page. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please let me know. Give it a thumbs up. Leave me a comment, and don't forget to subscribe to Scrapbooking Quebec. It really does encourage me to make more videos. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great day.